Cheers.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here.
To episode 101.
101. Here we go.
Nice.
Just a few people just talking about what they saw.
That's bullshit. From Milwaukee, it's Movie Chatter.
Hey, we're here.
What's up, guys?
Nada nada cantata.
101.
101.
No fancy intro. Just a regular show.
No, now
Gonna
we're
be
back.
quick.
It's pretty
No.
much, it's like starting over again.
I've
Yeah.
had.
As monumental as 100 was.
Well, it took people
101.
probably several days just to listen.
Right?
If they listen to it normally, like on. I have a clip that I found while you were talking, so bear with me if this is horrible. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Yes!
Wow.
I'm
That is
so
Michael-
pumped.
Michael Bay.
What is that song?
That
What
song
about-
is from
That's
Six
the movie.
Underground.
Yes!
Is that like the theme song?
Yeah, that's when we don't want to spoil anything, but there's a part in the movie
I was gonna say, I was
where
about to spill it.
a character is kind of trapped, and he's like, "Just run," and that was a song called
That's
"Run."
the song. Nice.
Yeah.
There was a couple of very key soundtrack choices that I loved in this movie.
What are we talking about?
Oh my goodness, Six Underground?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a love it or hate it movie.
I think so.
Agreed.
People don't like Michael Bay. I
Well,
don't know why.
or they like him a lot.
Yeah, or you like him a lot.
Or you like him once and then
Right.
never watch him again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But, hey, his first Netflix movie, notable facts.
Right.
I think one of the most expensive Netflix movies ever made, $150
It
million.
looked expensive.
It did. They did not spare any expense. If it wasn't getting a supercar, it was, crashed. They busted up a lot of
They
shit.
wrecked a lot of
A
things.
lot of shit.
They wrecked a lot
Like
of shit.
really nice things.
Really nice. Absolutely.
Like down to, Cristal champagne glasses, I'm sure.
And the
But
CG was so sparingly,
Sparingly.
for the violence, I feel like is where they
Yeah.
use that the most.
Right, bullets through the head.
Right. Or teeth flying out. Those
I was
slow-mo-
wondering, what about like all the people being ejected from cars?
God.
Wasn't that all CG?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course.
Sure.
That was kind of like a new twist. I mean, not to jump ahead too much.
I think he's
But-
using a lot of his transformer technology.
Like
Going, I can
I could do.
I
that.
can make a transformer look real, so I can make like a Camaro. That's pretty easy to mimic.
True,
I
like-
can do stuff like
Yes.
blow a windshield open, have
Yeah.
somebody fly through it.
And so, okay, let's pump the
But
brakes.
let's pump the brakes here.
And we'll give a synopsis of sorts.
All right. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Meet a new kind of action hero. 6 untraceable agents totally off the grid. They've buried their past so they can change the future. It's the most simplistic.
Nice.
So, I
Look-
mean, Ryan Reynolds
Mm-hmm.
is a billionaire.
Right. He's a tech genius that made money
Invented
making
the vibration on your cell phone.
something about fancy magnets.
Magnets.
He
Yeah,
invented
sure.
the vibration on the cell
A
phone.
series of different
That's where he made his
inventions
big money.
that
Okay.
so he has become filthy rich,
Yeah.
and he's also got a very strong moral compass.
Yeah.
Right.
And he has decided that there's no other way to make change in the world truly than to be completely off the grid and not beholden to anyone else's direction.
Yeah. So
it's basically the best way to put it.
he's a bit of a
Exactly.
Tony Stark character to me, like a smart guy that eventually ends up wanting to influence the world.
And like very charismatic, but also an
Yeah.
asshole.
There you go. That's another kind of
More
similar.
realistic.
Yeah. he's not much like that, but yeah, he plays a billionaire. And then there's
A very smart billionaire.
a very smart billionaire, and still very funny and R-rated.
Right. And so he has assembled this team
Yeah.
of random ragabond people,
Yeah.
and they are now all assumed dead.
Right. So they all sort of kill themselves
That's how
or
it starts off. It's
stage
like,
staging deaths.
I know what it's like to be dead.
Mm.
And it's much better.
Yeah. Yeah, they get a little bit serious there when they're talking with one of the guys about, I don't know, committing suicide or something like
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah.
being able to do that and then kind of come back and be dead but have a new life maybe.
Yeah, I could see that going two ways if you're going to be, I don't know, I loved it, so I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
But being the devil's advocate, that could be seen as a little bit of holes in the plot where they don't quite explain or kind of get right to the bottom of the heart connection of that, where it's like, oh, you can do so much more good as being dead. They don't quite explain the logistics
No.
as to how they do that.
Right, they kind of jump past it and just
Right, it's just suggested.
yeah, just sort of gloss over it.
And if you can get past that, it's effective. So I thought it was the best action movie I've seen in a while.
Oh, yeah. I heavily agree.
Right up there with
I mean, it's
for me.
so fresh. It's 45 minutes ago.
So
I
how about
finished
that first scene?
Yeah, we all watched it today.
You know
tonight.
what?
Wow.
When you see a movie and you go, okay, let's see if the first 10, 15 minutes can
Yes.
pull me in.
Yeah, this is one to go. If you like the first 20 minutes, you'll like the
Now,
rest
they
of
may
it.
have
It
put
gets
the
better.
best scene. It does get better.
Hmm?
Well, okay, I would say
No, they didn't put the best scene.
it's one. Well,
one
I
of the
like.
best.
I love cars.
Okay, so the best car scene, fine, I'll give you that. 'Cause
But there
there's
are-
an amazing car scene.
Yeah.
But there are several other really epic sort of scenes.
I'm all about the Skywalker guy. The
Oh man, that how about that parkour stuff that they showed from like a cam
a
on this-
GoPro, basically.
GoPro, there you go.
Yes, I love it.
We're
just-
probably going to accidentally
like-
spoil something, just so you know.
Yeah, deep dive already
You
here. Yeah.
watch it. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Shut this off.
But yeah, I'm totally about the Skywalker guy. He was I think he was number 4.
Yes, number 4. He was amazing. And I don't know whatever stunt people were behind that, but phenomenal work.
Oh.
And editing, as well as stunts, a perfect blend of...
His opening scene, was that real? When he was on
When he
top
was
of that,
sliding
when he
down
slid
that,
down that
like
thing,
Basilica in Italy or wherever they
Well,
were.
you know how
then
they
he
make-
lands on a ledge. I was like,
Well, he's doing it.
He's
You know,
gotta have a
Tom
cable
Cruise jumped between buildings, literally, and then he had a harness on, of
Right.
course,
Right.
safety stuff.
They green screened
But
that
but,
shit
but
off.
he's jumping off that.
Yeah.
That guy really did go down that. I'm sure he had cables that
Right.
were
Okay.
erased. That's
Sure.
were.
sure. So
That
they
was-
have
that
a
was
lot of
awesome.
that.
I mean,
Oh,
It was
wow.
totally awesome. Fucking awesome. I mean, and they had a lot of that too. There was a lot of practical stuff, which Michael Bay fans expect.
Well,
You
to
know,
me,
you
it
want a
looked-
lot of real cars blowing up. You want a lot of real
the CG
stunts.
looked
phenomenal.
phenomenal. The CG. There
Totally.
was like one small thing I can remember going.
But
But
barely. For a
but bare-
millisecond.
it was there was like one of those kind of trucks with a flatbed on it, an old kind of silly thing, and it
Okay.
kind of curved in front. It
Somebody-
was very small,
Okay.
and it was the only thing I noticed. Everything else was fantastic.
I mean, I noticed some things at times, but it was just because I was saying, well, you can't show that on a movie. It can't not be real.
Right,
You know, so I knew it had to be, but it wasn't distracting.
Right,
I
you
was
can't
like,
drive through people.
oh, right, you can't exactly.
There was for all of the saving of the world that they were doing, there was a lot of innocent civilians that
a
were
lot, right? I mean, they're
That's
like,
Michael Bay.
Don't-
like mowed
I will
down,
kill you if you hit a
literally.
baby. You know, they're like literally nearly killing babies and puppies in this movie.
Yeah, bulldogs were
But they
just
were
about
okay.
hit.
But they were yeah.
You see
Spoiler,
the
spoiler
bulldog
alert.
hug?
Dan
Yes.
couldn't stay away. I was, finishing it as we were both like tag teaming the kids
Okay.
just earlier this evening, and he, kept being like glued behind me, and even the scene with the pool. I don't want to give too much away there, but he was
yes.
like, "That wouldn't do that," and then they panned out to like a wider frame, and he was like, "Oh, that was a really big ass pool."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another spectacular scene.
Right.
That also was, I'm sure partially CG at some point, but then I definitely remember purposely seeing it and going, you know what, they were having a lot of fun, like just dumping a shit ton of water into this fancy room
They
and then
wrecked so much stuff.
and filming it. I was
Yeah.
like, that's real. That is really 1,000,000 gallons of water.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
good though. And
Wow.
ultimately, like, there's some human element there. There was a little bit
Mhm.
of, character redemption and,
Yeah.
and connection. I mean, there was, believe it or not, character development.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was
definitely.
Right alongside of some, typical Ryan Reynolds witty,
right?
snarky
hot.
lines.
Deadpoolish.
Hot.
Yes.
Kelly puts the hot in there.
I mean, I have to.
He was definitely, there was a couple of hot scenes in there.
Yeah.
But, so you had that
there was
a little
no
bit of touching
nudity
stuff.
in that movie.
No, there wasn't.
Mm-mm.
They kind of got, when he first meets Adriana,
Right.
they kind of,
You
get
see,
together.
like,
Snuggle.
yeah,
right.
underwear.
There's like
Six-
two PG sex scenes at best.
Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
they just
Like,
threw.
you see
It was
a butt
R for.
with thong on or something.
Right.
Like that's the most racy.
It was
yeah.
R for bullets in
It was
the head.
bullets
Mhm.
in the head. I mean, and
Exiting the head.
missing heads,
Through the mouth, back of the head,
back of the head,
chest.
lot of close
And
up,
vivid.
Yeah.
It was
Very
vivid.
vivid
I mean-
violence.
vivid, and like blood squirting into your face, like literally, and the dialogue is just them talking about, oh my god, you just got squirted.
Like the eyeball
didn't
in the
get in
beginning,
your-
in the
They did
opening
keep
scene,
it-
the eyeball.
Yeah,
They
the
kept it
eyeball.
light enough though you could handle it.
That's what it's
I
like.
could. I could.
Yeah, and it's borderline for me because occasionally a movie will just they go too far too soon and you just ugh, I'm
Was it? I thought that because they kept it light and humorous, it made it more tolerable.
They just
because
had to pedal right to the
I
floor.
mean the violence was over the top,
because
but
that's what it is.
they joked
really.
about it enough that it made it like, if they made it serious violence, it would have been like, oh my gosh, all it is
what was
just
that movie that Bill liked?
hardcore murder.
Frozen, or it had
Oh, Polar.
Polar,
Mm.
but that didn't work.
That didn't work,
Also
right?
violence over the top.
Over the top violence, but this
Didn't work.
somehow
It worked.
was better.
Everything worked. I liked how it went from funny. Like, I normally don't like them trying to throw serious stuff to get you a little moody, maybe
Yeah,
make you sad.
yeah.
But it all worked. Every one of those
It
worked
really
for
did.
me.
Like I'm saying, they had even a little bit of a love interest thrown in there, and they
Yeah.
had a friendship development.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that it was almost shocking how well that worked.
Yeah, they did pull the humanness out of
Mhm.
Ryan Reynolds' character.
And out of
he
that
was
like
one.
ridiculous, insane level of violence with like humor smothered all over it.
What other things do you have written down?
My notes. I was trying to just
I
take
didn't have
a little.
any notes. I'm going off the cuff.
I
here,
wrote
man.
Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifolia. That is the
That's
green car in the beginning.
neon green car.
Mm.
Quadrifoglia.
That
It's a
is-
quadrifoglia.
And talk about, we've recently talked
So-
about car movies and chase movies.
How
It was-
realistic is that? Because I can't speak to does that car
It
drive
was very
that
good.
way?
That engine note
The
was that
engine.
car.
That engine sounds was fantastic. I mean, it was obviously insanely staged stunts.
Right.
The amount of just putting it in these pinpoint hairline
It was great.
They're like
drifts.
cruising, like making a perfect point turn down an
The
alley
motorcycle
at 90
chasing.
miles an hour.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! It was just like the
Yeah.
tension was so.
It was great. I thought the
Bulldogs almost getting hit. I wrote that down.
Dave
The babies,
Franco
the baby, like the slow mo lady with the
Yes.
holding her baby.
as they're
It was pretty intense.
A grenade launcher. Did you see the parkour guy?
yes.
He shoots a grenade
Oh yeah.
from the launcher
And
into
just
the car.
nicks the guy.
Hits the guy's nose.
Yeah, just.
I
like,
wrote that down.
That was a great scene.
They do that multiple times. Like even towards the end, there's a moment
Yes.
where like the guy gets
Punch in
like
the face.
creamed in the face with a fire extinguisher.
Teeth.
And it's like there's a moment where he's like,
And the-
just,
and the
like,
driver-
sweat, and then his teeth pop out.
Dave Franco,
Teeth and blood. Yeah.
which looks very much like his brother.
Right.
I won't give it away or anything,
He's been
but
in many movies.
I'm gonna say that I wrote down driving crazy has consequences.
Oh yeah. He was the Baby Driver character.
Did you
He
like
was
when
the
they?
driver.
He said, "I'm gonna put some music on, like
Yeah.
Baby
Yeah.
Driver."
I thought they were
And Ryan Reynolds throws the amp out the window.
I love it.
they were tying it.
Because it was Spice Girls that came
Oh
on.
yeah, they did so many little. You'll be able to go back and watch so many nods to so much other stuff.
I'm sure there's a lot in there. It's
All those
happening.
helicopters over the desert were.
What is
I'd
that?
like to rewatch them. They were like taken straight from the first Transformers.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Oh my god.
Okay, now I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know? Speaking of characters in the cast, it's notably Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
He's the main guy that you remember.
The
and-
girl, Melania.
Yes, I was gonna say Melania Laurent.
She's from Inglorious Bastards.
Yes.
She plays the movie
Oh yeah, I knew her instantaneously.
theater. I did not. I had to figure it out.
I did. She's French. I would not forget her. And then the other
Oui.
one,
Oh my
Manuel
God.
Garcia Rofa.
Wait.
Who is he from?
I
'Cause
don't
I
know what he's
recognized
from.
him.
I
I'm gonna
recognize
look it
him,
up
but
here.
it's not. They're not huge actors. That's
Let
what
me
I'm
tell
saying.
you-
It's like Ryan
Okay.
Reynolds. I would have to say Dave Franco is actually more notable.
There was a scene with what's her name,
Melania Laurent.
Okay,
I think it's
and
just
she has
Melanie.
she has some makeup on and maybe a little fake.
Oh yeah, or fake
Yeah,
prosthesis.
but at that moment, it was kind of early,
Prosthetic nose.
and I was like, okay, she's beautiful. And then they showed a side view of her,
Oh,
and I
you-
went, Jesus, she actually
You
is not
did-
that good looking.
you didn't
Am
know.
I thinking of someone else? I didn't.
Oh.
Like she had an extended chin.
They tricked you. Yes,
They
Right.
did
Well,
for sure.
then she takes off her nose, like rips off the prosthetic
like-
for a minute.
she does.
They got me for a
Yeah.
second. I was like, huh.
Yeah, so they're gonna overthrow a government.
Yeah.
That's
he's going
another
big
thing.
time.
It's kind of fun, just like, not that so much is very realistic, but reminiscent of current events.
Yeah,
And
you could totally see this being something that someone would want to do. It's like if you could do anything.
well, and we actually do that shit. Like we
Right.
do overthrow governments. We do send
True.
secret teams in to
Watch Jack
pull
Ryan.
somebody out.
Right.
But this was like,
This is like a citizen kind of
Right,
deciding to
right,
do it on
right.
their own, saying, "I can't wait for you to do this."
Well, if you had enough money, I guess you could do it.
Yeah, I mean they kind of figure it out, not to give it away, but yeah. What else?
Well, I won't spoil these, but these are just the notes that I have.
Yeah.
In there was a brand new gray 488 Pista Ferrari.
Gorgeous,
And,
gorgeous.
You'll have to see what happens to that car, but
In 4K on a big TV, it looks fantastic.
there was this.
There's a lot of cars. Hmm.
I won't tell you where that was in the movie, but
Yeah, I heard that and I said, "Hey, that's that commercial," but it's really not a commercial.
they
it's,
used that THX sound for a great little bit of.
see that at the beginning of the movies.
And for that whole scene, it was nothing but movie quotes, notes.
that was
Callbacks.
really enjoyable.
Very enjoyable.
And I really kind of almost laughed out loud when he rapped Eminem for a minute.
Oh, that's
God.
right. I totally got that. I mean,
He did it so straight.
I
he did.
finished the line for him, and then he was like, "Was that Eminem?" And I was like, "Yes, it was."
damn straight
But I
it
mean, he even
was.
said, "I see dead people."
Oh yeah.
He made me so nervous in that scene.
Yeah. It was a little. There was some stereotypical stuff in this movie. I mean, to be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah.
I would say the story itself wasn't. It wasn't like great. Like Jack Ryan, you were
Right.
saying that like that level of story
No.
intricacy.
The plot was not sophisticated.
Right. It was simplistic. I mean, you're
And they gloss over important details.
right, but it's not important for the
They're
story.
getting you into
Right.
the action.
Yeah, you're not
Like I
watching
said,
this
the
movie.
best action movie I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you're watching it for that.
Out of context, a funny line that actually had me laughing that I wrote this down. I'm gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock him, or I'm trying to knock him out.
When he's
Yes.
just punching that guy.
See, like, that was just goofy funny.
It was.
It's hysterical.
It's like, yeah, you know what? You wouldn't just automatically just get knocked out if you get
the first punch.
Right.
You just gotta keep punching. That would be me.
Right.
I'm knocking this guy
I'm
out.
really just kind of just getting him irritated.
Oh shit.
And then he walks up and just shoves him off onto the zip line.
Oh
That
my
was even
Oh,
better.
that
He's
was great.
He's the good guy. Shoves him. Like,
Every other
it's
note
perfect.
is too spoilery. There's a boat in this. You can see it in a trailer.
A really
Have you ever
beautiful
seen?
boat.
Huge, beautiful.
Good God, whose boat is that? It's real.
I know they didn't wreck that.
The
No.
Sultan.
No, that was CG. That was CG. What happened to it?
The Sultan of something. I don't know.
But
That's obviously a $100 million boat. I have no idea.
couple hundred.
Couple.
Yeah.
Actually,
It looked like a cruise ship.
I
the
have
guy
no
that owned it
idea.
in the movie
Yeah.
said it would cost $1 billion.
Wow.
That's $1 billion boat.
There are
He
some,
said, "Don't scratch it."
there's some rich people out there.
Seriously.
It
That
looked like
was-
$1 billion.
That was part of the fun of the movie too. Was there was a lot of really over
Nice
the top,
shit.
beautiful sets.
Did you see the boiler room on the boat?
Maybe.
Yes.
Like all the boiler, everything
They
was
only
chrome
showed it,
plated.
yeah, as it
Oh,
was
really?
like
Oh, yeah.
exploding too.
Oh yes, I do remember that now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Very fun.
What else can you say about it? It's on Netflix.
It's a fun action movie. It's got some laughs and
Let's go what people think about it here.
Totally worth. Totally worth.
I think it was 6.7 on IMDb. Not
Critics' consensus. What do you
Six
think?
Underground is loud, frenetic, and finally preposterous, which is either bad news or a hearty recommendation, depending on how one feels about the movies of Michael Bay.
There you go.
I say hearty recommendation.
35%.
Hearty recommendation.
Terrible.
You know what? I think IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes will never give Michael Bay a fair shake. He's got such a stereotypical.
I mean, the movie looks like Michael Bay.
People.
Mhm.
He's
It's
stereotyped.
quick cut.
Right. It's definitely a Michael Bay movie.
His
It has
explosions
to be.
have like a little bit of firework to them.
Right.
You know, they have a little bit of an extra pop and
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
Hey.
you don't watch a movie like this for it to be realistic.
No, you want
And if
it
you
to have a little
are-
extra pop
right,
to
that's what
it.
I'm saying. If you're watching this movie for it to be realistic, don't.
Now I wanted you to see Hobbs and Shaw, which you did not.
I did.
Yeah, okay, so let's just say that's
Did-
a movie that.
Did you
Did
see
you
it?
see it?
No, I didn't, but you
Okay.
gave it a D plus, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bother. But here's the thing: I'm sure that had over the top, ridiculous fireworks,
It's
so to
like
speak.
it's like nothing. Well,
Why?
That-
What's the difference, Dave?
Yeah, why was
that
that
movie
bad?
that movie had heavy CG, and you could tell.
Oh.
Not that it was bad